thoughts that have come to me in the studio while painting that I'd love to share with you is first, one that you've probably already heard me saying, and that is that our emotions dictate the quality of our lives. Now, let me explain what I mean by that. Our emotions dictate the quality of our lives. Our emotions are dictated by our thoughts, and our thoughts are dictated by our noise. Let me explain to you what I mean by noise. We all experience two kinds of noise. The first is an external noise. It's a noise that the world imposes upon us. It is the thoughts that we have about what's happening in the news, what's happening in the world. It's the thoughts that we have about the people that are in our lives, our friends, our family, our colleagues. The second kind of noise is an internal noise. It's the noise that we impose upon ourselves. It is our thoughts around our own self-beliefs, whether they be true or false. Now, this is what this noise looks like. It can be, you can carry your noise around like a big mega jukebox or a boom box that you're carrying around on your shoulders, and it's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's loud. Or you can carry your noise around as a little pair of earpods that you put in your ears. You control the volume. And when that noise gets too high or too heavy, you can take them out and you can put them in your pocket. The way my noise is played out for me in my life, I realized that in the studio, I was creating my best work when I was painting from an extreme emotional state, when I was either really happy or really sad. So I was either dancing with a paintbrush in my hand to the sounds of Beyonce, or I was slapping the paint onto the canvas to the sounds of Offspring. The work that came through during those extreme bouts, though, had an energy to them. It didn't matter whether I was painting from an extreme happy or an extreme sad place. People would say that the work felt uplifting. It felt joyful. It felt freeing. And what that meant was that I only wanted to create work that felt like this. But I didn't always, thankfully, experience these extreme bouts of emotion. My biggest realization came that when I was in these extreme states, my noise stopped. I didn't care if there were babies dying in Africa. I didn't care if we were facing a global financial world crisis. I also didn't care whether I was a good enough artist or not. I didn't care whether I was creating a perfect painting. So I simply had to just stop my noise. By stopping the noise, it meant that I could create work that had these same feelings, that showed passion, freedom from any state, by stopping the noise. I then looked on at other avenues in my life that were really, really noisy, that were so loud I could hardly hear anything. And public speaking was one of them. Just being able to talk and do what I'm doing right now was something I would never have been able to do. The noise levels were so high, they were off the charts. There were other avenues in my life. There's avenues in my life that are sometimes really still very noisy. So maybe that's something, that you need to hear as well. Are there avenues in your life where you need to take that jukebox, take that boombox off your shoulder because it's weighing you down, and replace it with some earpods? Lower the internal noise levels in order to amp up the quality of your life. Maybe that's something you need to hear as well. Thoughts from our studio. Creating paintings that make you stop, that stop your noise, and come in for another look.